everyone, welcome to Scott Reviews Things in 4.5 minutes. And what am I looking at this time? I'm looking at Caddyshack, the making of a Cinderella story, written by Chris Nashawate. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. There's his name. And it is a book about the making of Caddyshack, sort of. There's a lot of stuff that's gone into this book, besides the making of Caddyshack. The first third of the movie is all about what led up to Caddyshack. National Lampoon Magazine, National Lampoon Radio. We talk about Saturday Night Live. We talk about SCTV. We talk about Animal House. All the things and all the people involved in those projects, they're discussed in this movie. Not in this movie, I'm sorry, in this book. And so it's the first 100 pages. So it's a third background to Caddyshack and 2/3 Caddyshack. And I would have preferred a 100% book on Caddyshack. Because I will say that most of the stuff that I knew in this, that I read in this book, I already knew. From specials and documentaries and DVD extras, I knew most of it. There was not much in this book that I didn't already know. And I wanted this book to go a little bit deeper into Caddyshack and maybe explore stuff that hadn't been explored before. This movie came out in 2018. So I was hoping that all the stuff that had been covered before would be mentioned in this book, but then we would go on farther from that. And it's not. It's what this book is. It's basically, it's taking all the information of Caddyshack that's been around and they put it in all one place. And that's nice. That's nice. If you don't know anything about Caddyshack, then this is a great book to read because it gives you all, it's taken all the information out there and put it in one source. And what it's set out to do, talk about the movie, it does. It talks about Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, Ted Knight, Rodney Dangerfield. We talk about Harold Ramis, how he wanted to direct Animal House but couldn't, so he directed Caddyshack. The few things that I didn't know, I won't give anything away in case you want to read the book, but a lot of the stuff that I didn't know happened behind the scenes with Harold Ramis and Doug Kenny shooting the movie and then directing the movie and then editing the movie. That was the stuff that I didn't really know about the movie. And this book is a thinly veiled biography of Doug Kenny. If I had to pick a main character in this book, it would have been Doug Kenny. And they talk about his upbringing, his trials, his tribulation, his drug use, his untimely death. He is the narrative through the entire book. The book starts off with him, and the book actually ends with his death in Hawaii. And the book touches on how the movie wasn't a huge success at the time, but now it's a classic. And I would have liked the book to have continued. It stops right when Doug Kenny dies, but I would like to have had interviews of people who were influenced by this movie and how this movie affected them and how this movie affected their comedy and what comedy meant to them. I think that would have been a better book, in my opinion, than just rehashing the stuff that we already know. I like the book. It's a good read. It's a quick read. It hits all the familiar spots. I just wanted more from this book. I wanted to hear more of the stories that I didn't know, and I wanted to hear more about how this movie affected comedy as we know it today, as the stepping stone from old comedy to new comedy, and now this is an old comedy.
So I jump ship in Hong Kong, and I make my way over to Tibet, and I get on as a looper at a course over there in Himalayas.
A looper?
A looper. You know, a caddy, a looper. Jack. So I tell him I'm a pro Jack. And who do you think they give me? The Dalai Lama himself. The 12th son of the Lama. The flowing robes, the grace, bald,